Hey y'all, I just wanted to take a quick second and show you what a perfect textbook coyote location looks like. What we have here is a cut that runs between two big patches of timber. Each side there's probably 300 to 400 acres of timber. This cut runs pretty much perfectly north and south. Okay, and what you'll see here is on the eastern side of the cut, if we're facing north, there's kind of a two-track trail that's real sandy, and up and down this trail these coyotes are going to hug this side, just because this is the easiest path to walk here. On the other side it's tall grass. There's somewhat of a trail once you get past this creek, but on this upper part there's no trail on that side. Okay, now you might say, well, how do you narrow down this road? I mean, this road right here goes for a mile, and you could set 1,000,000 traps up and down it if you wanted. But what we have right here is we have a creek that crosses this cut, or creek bed rather. And over this creek bed, they got a culvert. So what this does is the elevation change between here and here will narrow these coyotes up. They're all gonna cross right here. They're not gonna cross down there. You can go down there and look all you want. You're never gonna see a track down there. Every track is gonna be right up here on the top. You can see, this is loaded with tracks right here. And there's everything. There's coyotes, there's coons, fox, pigs. Everything is gonna narrow down right here. You also do gotta remember that, being that this is where everything's narrowed down, everybody that drives through here is gonna drive through right here. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're putting your sets in the ground. Typically what I would do in a situation like this is I would set a trap probably 60 yards on either side of this narrow point, and then I would put one right on the middle. And depending on how many sets of tracks I'd see, sometimes I would double this up and put 2 traps right here, and this would make a perfect spot to catch a double or even a triple. But yeah, you can just look here at more tracks, more tracks, more tracks. Another thing I would consider doing is on my sets that are on either side of this spot, I'd put one on one side of the road and I'd put the other on the other side of the road. It just might do a little better to cover your areas there. One thing you will notice if you study coyote tracks, 9 out of 10, they're not going to run down the same side of the road forever. They're going to cross left and right, left and right, left and right. And I assume that that's just whatever looks the best, looks the easiest traveling. That's what they're going to do. But another thing you might consider is, being that this is a low point, that creek bed in there, everything is going to naturally funnel to that creek bed, and anything moving through that timber wanting to cross this cutting is going to want to cross in this low spot. Now if I was setting for bobcats, down there is where I'd set for them, because they just want to work that low spot to be hidden. Matter of fact, we might go down there in a second and see if we can cut a cat track down there. But anyhow, I'm gonna throw a couple sets in here, show y'all what I come up with, and yeah, we'll let you know if we make some catches here. I'm almost sure we can catch a double right here, so we're gonna get after it. We'll catch you guys on the next one.